Hey everybody, Rob Hicks here,
Gary DeLaune here.
saying hi to all my Facebook friends. And so I got Gary DeLaune. I want everybody to ignore the OU jacket. We try to tell Gary.
Boomer! Sooner.
We try to tell him that's not good here in Texas, but he won't listen. So Gary, how many years you been doing high school football?
This is my 60th.
Your 60th year in Texas.
Right.
How long you been doing it overall?
Since I was, well, let's see. Golly, I'll have to go back another 2 or 3 years. I worked with Chick Hearn in L.A.
Okay.
So, not high school, but it was doing his stats in college.
What was the first game that you remember as being, this is what I love to do in broadcasting high school football?
I'll have to check and see if I got the one.
I used to fabricate the games when I was about 5.
Yeah.
And my mother said she would hear voices coming from the other room, and she'd look, and I had a little spin thing. You had a little game that you could spin, and it would say Mel Ott or Babe Ruth, and I'd spin, I'd say Mel Ott, because I listened to radio, because we didn't have TV. And then by the time I was 12, I was listening to Gordon McClendon, who was one of my real role models, he and Chick Hearn.
And what did you used to do when he would, how would you practice before you would go on?
I would just fabricate a game, make it up.
Okay.
And
I don't think I did.
And then I learned from Gordon that you paint the picture so vividly, the audience is there.
Right.
And you want to make it interesting. He would always say, hello everybody, we're this is the old Scotsman Gordon McClendon. It's a rain-swept afternoon at Wrigley Field in Chicago. The ivy-covered walls provide a backdrop of proscenium for this combat. Man, I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was a little kid.
And you call that the verbal view. That is the verbal view.
Chick always called it the word's eye view, and I called it the verbal view.
Yeah. Okay. So the question you get asked all the time, how much longer are you going to do this?
We finally got football with it.
After my problems health-wise, and last year, as you know, had a couple of spells, I almost bought the farm back in May. Now they put a pacemaker in, and the doctor told me it's a 15-year pacemaker. I said, well, I don't worry about that. So it depends. With Chase going on to college next year, not to do the play-by-play, I don't know if I'll do it next year or not, but I might.
Okay. What's your most memorable game? Let's leave him with that.
19 in 18 hours?
There are so many, I can't really say one.
That's crazy.
There have been too many. Somebody emailed me the other day on Facebook and said, it was Eugene Williams who played for Darrell in Texas. He said, I remember on October the 2nd, 1974, no, 76, you were doing the game between Holmes and, I can't remember who was playing. The Cash Kids were on the Holmes team.
Houston, right?
And Wilbur Odom was at quarterback, and Holmes won it 14-6. The other one I remember is when Holmes was playing Jay, and that's when Jimmy Hawkins kicked the winning field goal, and the clock was running out. Greg Simmons was doing my sideline, and he had to keep time. And
that's Greg Simmons from KSAT 12. He's the sports editor.
I first worked with him when he was 18. And we did the game. That was another memorable game, was when Churchill played Houston Stratford in the Astrodome in 1978. And Craig James was on that team. He scored all their points for Stratford. He beat Churchill 21-7.
Yeah. And obviously you were at the Lee Brackenridge game that is considered to be still one of the best football games ever played.
Well, actually, I wasn't there, but I've recreated it.
Oh, okay.
Shannon and I recreated it with Linus Bear and Warren McVeigh.
Okay.
Darrell Royal, Bill Yeoman, we had them all.
Okay.
All
right.
Had so many requests for it. I can tell you 55-48, Warren McVeigh scored all 48 points for Lee. Linus Bear scored 40, for Brackenridge, and Linus scored 47 for Lee.
Most memorable stadium that you've been in?
Oh. My goodness.
Because you've been in a bunch.
Superdome, probably.
Okay.
I did the very first NBA game I ever played in Superdome.
Okay.
Superdome.
All right.
In New Orleans.
Gary, I just want to say on behalf of obviously everybody out there in the Facebook world, thank you for everything that you've done for high school sports. And I think what y'all need to really understand about Gary is, yes, he loves coming here to the games. He loves coming and the play-by-play, but more than anything else, he loves these kids.
Yep.
And he does whatever he can to promote these kids to college scouts that are out there. The Army All-American Bowl, you're out there fighting for these kids. So Gary, thank you so much for everything that you've done, and for the 60 years that you've been doing this here in Texas for high school sports. And
You know, when I did the Cowboys even, I got $50 a game. I made more doing McKinney High School than I did in Cowboys in 1960, whatever it was.
times have changed.
And I didn't make any money doing high school football. Never have. But it wasn't for money, it was for love of the game.
Right.
And I mean, you see these high-paid sports guys. Brad Sham gets probably $5,000 a game or more, and made more than that. But he does the Cowboys. I do this. This is my pride, my passion.
Well, and it comes and it shows every time that we broadcast a game. And so thank you, Gary. Appreciate you. All right, thank you all out there for tuning in and watching. And again, we're getting ready to go live here in about an hour.
Yes.
And look forward to seeing you all watching the game. Talk to you later. Thank you, Gary. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.